Hey crafty friends, and welcome to my May Pages in My Project Life album. I have all my pictures printed out already, and most of them are in the pockets, and I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to arrange the photos on the right side here, because it was a trip that we did to Lübeck and the Baltic Sea. And so we visited two different places, and my plan was to somehow show that in the in my layout. So my idea was to create a fold out with the 4 pictures, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So first of all, I took out some cardstock, which I made, probably 4 inches wide, not 3.5 inches, something like that. And I cut pieces out that were 1 inch wide, and I scored them at 1/2 inch, and these are gonna be my pieces where I'm going to glue the photos on and the journaling cards, as you will see in a little bit. I think these pieces are called ledgers. I'm not really sure. If you know the correct name for these, please let me know so that I do not look stupid in my next video. So as you can see, this just makes it so much easier to put photos together, like instead of using washi tape, which it just never gets straight for me personally. So this way is the easiest way. And as you can see, my ledger or these card stock pieces are wider than my photos. It just to make it easier to put the photos down, because if I would make them 3 inches wide, then it would be more fuzzy to adhere them down, right? So just make them bigger, easier for adhering down the photos, and once I have the photos down, I can just cut off whatever is too much there. So there you can see my initial idea. I'm gonna put 1 photo into the pocket, and the rest will excuse me, the rest will just hang out of the pocket as a fold up. And I'm going to cover it with a 4x6 photo, which you will see later in the video. You know, for me, photos do not always print out straight, or I cut them wrong, so I need to make sure that everything is straight, and I use my favorite Fiskars trimmer for that. There you go. And everything fits nicely into the pocket. And of course, I'm doing it for the second set of photos where we are in Lübeck, which I'm not going to show on this video here. You get the idea. I'm sorting the photos, cutting the ledges again, 1 inch wide, and scored at 1/2 inch. There you go, all done. Straightened up, I think. And now it's time to get to the photo flips for the 4x6 photos, which will, like I said, cover the fold out. I'm using the photo flips from Simple Stories, Snap, and they have a piece of what do you call it? You can just adhere them down. So you take off that plastic piece there, and it has glue on it, and then you can just put it down. These are just a little bit bigger than the pockets, so when you putting them down, you need to make sure that if it's covering another pocket, you need to make sure that the stuff you want to put in there is already in there, or you just remove it again, because it's easy to just pick it up again and then put it down again, so you can move it around. As you might know, I use the Stories by the Month kits from Ali Edwards for my monthly project life. In this case, the journaling cards weren't enough for what I needed, so I used a stamp set from, not a stamp set, I used a stamp from my stash. It says "This is May," and then I used a little bit longer text stamp below it, and I just stamped the "This is May" in different colors, and created my own journaling cards, as you will see in a little bit. So there you go, you see there's one with blue, and I have two more on the left side, and some for the foldouts where I'm also going to add journaling. In addition to the May Stories by the Month kit, I used parts from the Action kit, which was released a while ago, and I'm just cutting apart 4x6 cards for some extra as an extra embellishment to the 4x6 photos. As you can see, I've cut out the word excitement from one of the cards, and I'm going to, I think, go back to the May kit, and I'm going to cut the story of our life right now out. It has a pinkish color, so I'm exchanging the top and the bottom card, just, it's much nicer for the eye. And I wish that my cats were sleeping, because they are making so much noise in the background. So there you go, just attached with some glue and a staple. So, thinking about adding some chipboard, but I just leave that for later. So just sorting the blank journaling cards into the spots where I want to have them. Seeing if I can add more, cut apart more journaling cards and add them to the photos, but I just leave my photos like that. So no special embellishments for my photos this time. Since I add most of the journaling, or all of the journaling, to the foldouts, I decided to take out the two journaling cards that were on the left and on the right side, and I had one of these acetate sheets in my stash from very long ago, and I decided, well, that's also a nice idea to just, add an acetate sheet, add embellishments like the chipboard and the acrylic card, and that's what I did. So because of the backing of the chipboard, it just sticks nicely to the acetate sheet. And I'll come back to the acrylic card later. I like to jump between the things that I create, and I think it's time to start with the journaling now. And that's what I'm going to do next, before I check if I can add a sticker somewhere, but nah. So journaling time, I get out a scratch paper and my favorite pens, the Precision pen and the Slick Writer pen by Ellie Edwards. I'll link them up for you. One is like really, really thin for journaling, and the other one is a little bit thicker, and you can also use the Slick Writer to write directly onto photos, which is nice. So we're going to jump to the next part of the video. All the journaling is done, and I'm adhering the journaling cards onto the foldouts. I'm going to cut off any parts that are lapping over. So for the trip to the Baltic Sea, I think I just had one journaling card, and to Lübeck, which is famous for its marzipan. So if you like marzipan, it's and if you're ever in Germany, you need to go to Lübeck. Not sure if you pronounce Lübeck in English Lübeck. I'm just doing the German way. Yeah, and you can always use a bone folder to, make sure that things fold nicely. And because I straightened the fold out when there were only the photos, it's now so much easier to just straighten everything up with a pair of scissors. So for the trip to the Baltic Sea, I had one blank space left, and I didn't really like that journaling card. I liked the text in the middle, which I punched out with a 1-inch punch, and adhered it to a blank journaling card, and used a second journaling card, which I punched with a circle punch as well. And you will see just in a little bit what my plan is here. I'm going to use some 3D foam dots, and my plan is here to just add that journaling that blank journaling page there with the circle punched out on top of it, to create like a 3-dimensional journaling card, which I'm then going to add to my fold out here. With this ledger, it's also so much easier to position photos or journaling cards correctly, because you have the score, and you know that you should not go over the score. So you should always stay below the score, and you're good to go. So that's also a plus for creating flip ups and foldouts with ledgers. There you go, you see the result, and I love it. I think such a great idea. Back to the acrylic card, which, as you can see, I'm adhering with the red line tape. It's just the best way to adhere plastic things down so that they will stay in place. And I'm also going to use a small text sticker from the kit, and we're done. So thinking about adding something to the pictures, but no. Adding another sticker to my monthly card here, which says May Memories. Looking for a place to add more stickers, but it just didn't match. But how about some more chipboards? No, not yet. So that 6x8 insert is a full photo of my husband and son. We took a bike tour, and I just loved the view riding my bike behind them, so I had to take a picture of that. So I think I'll add 3 more chipboard pieces, small chipboard pieces. One is going to the top photo of me and my husband, or my husband and me, and one is going to the bottom of the Holsten Gate, it is, I think, in English. So just adding it down, using my stapler again, and et voila, done. And the same at the bottom with that photo of that Holsten Gate, a gate which is very, very old. It was built by the Romans, so a very long time ago. Next up, I'm going to add the tabs to the 4x6 photos, just so that whoever looks at the album knows that there is something to open. And after looking at the rolling date stamp, not rolling date stamp, and the rolling text stamp, I decided to use the word story, and on the stamp it's the story. So later you will see how I stamp that. So I decided to go and use the smaller tab. So I'm going to add a picture of my son. As you know, May is the month of Mother's Day, and my son created this page of tulips at school, I think. Yeah. So I wanted it to have a place in our album, because otherwise it just would get, lost somewhere. So I recently purchased the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch with I think 4 or 5 different hole sizes to punch, and I love it. It's so much better than the power punch, I must say, and I've had no issues with it of getting whatever smashed if you punch out page protector holes or whatnot. So really, really happy with it. So here now I'm adding the word story to these small paper pieces, which I'm then gonna add to the to the tab. And as I said before, it actually says the story, so all I did was I just added ink to the story part and put that down on that paper piece. So that's just an indication for that there's a story going on there. And I keep thinking about adding chipboards or stickers, but again, this month there's just no use for extra embellishments on the photos. It's just how it is. And we are almost at the end here. Excuse me. As I'm creating the back of my 6x8 pocket, and I'm using a paper, I think it's from the Circle collection, I'm not 100% sure, and I'm using the chipboard pieces from the Make Kit. The circle spots on the paper are just perfect to adhere those down, so that's all I'm doing right now, adhering the chipboard pieces, and I'm good. So simple and easy, using my stash, and it makes me happy. So I need to cut off a little bit on the side to have it go into the pocket, but this is it. This was May, and putting everything back together in its little pouch. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, stay healthy.